Listen, no one like I've always said that the easy part of a rebuild is getting rid of everybody. Like that's anyone can get
Mm.
rid of a bunch of players and try to bring in the draft picks and hopefully you identify the right prospects if you're trading for live bodies. But first of all, it does take a little while. Like I read some stuff in Calgary that okay, the rebuild's done. Let's start building up. And I'm thinking, well, hang on here. Like they did a nice job. Conroy did at the deadline, I thought, but they still have Coleman. He's going to be a guy they trade out next year. They still probably, I mean, I don't know, maybe Backlund's like Nugent Hopkins and just spends the rest of his career there. But at some point, some Backlund might say, hey, man, I'd like to be a third line center on a team that can win here because he's
Mhm.
not going to be around when Calgary's good. They got Huberdeau, who they'd trade in a heartbeat if someone would take him. So I'm not sure the teardown happens as quickly as Vancouver and Calgary might like it to happen. I think it has to last a while, don't you?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm with you on Backlund. He's got 2 more years, because he signed an extension that kicks in next year that's, for less AAV. So, I think the plan and you gotta have someone that's there that can, be that bridge for some of these younger guys that are coming in, but they still got tons and tons of work to do. Tons of
I
it.
think that it has to go probably south before it goes north. I mean, it's the hardest part of the rebuild is surviving like when you make flip the switch and you go, okay, we're doing it. And you trade the best things you got and you get all these draft picks, which is usually how it works, right? Okay, great. So now we got a million picks in the next 3 years, and you look at your draft board and you go, oh boy, we got all these picks. But then there's the time between now making the picks and the picks actually, however many of them actually show up on an NHL roster. And that's like at least 5 years. That's
Exactly.
a 5-year window. Calgary's got a ton of picks, so they're doing it right. Like this isn't me. I'm not criticizing them, but there's a 5-year window by that pick in 27 and 28. That kid's 16 and 17 right now. When's he going to be a 22-year-old NHLer that helps you? Well, in 6 or 7 years, that's when, if he's any good, because we haven't picked him yet. So
You're right, and they got 2 first rounders in this year, next year, and the year after, 4 second rounders this year, and then 2 more in 27 and 28. So,
okay, that's how you do it. Good
and
for
those
them.
are and you can also use those for currency too, you
You
know?
can, You can, but generally, when you're trading draft picks for live bodies, you're not doing it until like you're getting guys that are playing right now that are already good players. That's why you're doing it. You're picking some capped out team who needs to move a contract and they want to take a draft pick back. That's great. That's awesome. But you can't make that trade, Kev,
Yeah.
for like 4 or 5 years from now because what are you going to bring in a viable 28-year-old right now? What's the point? You're losing for 2 years.
Mhm.
You know,
You have to find that player spec that is, um, bridgeable, for another team that team goes, "We can't really afford to go long term on this guy, and we can't afford a higher AAV, and maybe we might have to make something happen and
yep,
acquire some picks." That's so you gotta hunt those guys out, you
yeah.
know?
And what if you did what Armstrong did, and you found a couple young players,
Here.
younger players as group twos? Like that never happens, but that's on the table. You could try that, find that. So listen, like there's lots going on in rebuilds, but the one thing that isn't going on is expediency, right? It's a 6, 7. If you're good at it, like Anaheim's been, you miss the playoffs for 7 years. That's a good scenario.
Mhm.
Look at Washington. Everyone said, "Oh my God, they rebuilt in 1 year and they're great again." Yeah, they were good for 1 year. This year they're pretty average and they're probably going to miss the playoffs.